expect those very sensible changes will come out of that. So we will support this bill to the House. Cheers.
I call Denise Lee.
Thank you for the chance now to speak on the Dog Control Category 1 Offences Amendment Bill. Congratulations to my colleague on my right, Ian McKelvey, for having this drawn out of the biscuit tin, the ballot, and for the next two bills that are by my fellow National Party colleagues as well. We've been particularly lucky in this latest round. So the principles of the bill, Madam Speaker, are to save a few frustrations of dog owners, many of them very valid, save them some time and money, save the justice system some money, and of course dog control authorities some time and money as well. It's not belittling or bypassing serious offences when it comes to dog control offences, but it involves just Category 1. So despite the fact that we've had previous speakers want to draw down a little bit deeper into what Category 1 entails and what it involves, what we do know is that those are the offences not punishable by imprisonment, if you want to just have a quick line there. The idea of including a Justice of the Peace and a community magistrate is derived from the Criminal Procedures Act of 2011, and this Category 1 offence makes up 90% of recent dog control cases. So we are seeing where the volume of the work is coming from. It allows for a sped-up court process for offending relating to dog control, and of course, as I said before, the JP and the community magistrate taking the place or able to hear a case rather than the district court judge. It's important to understand, I think, that situations can arise when even the best owners of the best dogs get into a little bit of trouble. It's not just neglect or wrongful intention, those kinds of serious cases. It's sometimes where there's a strange set of circumstances or just a momentary lapse in judgment as a dog owner, and it can lead to a dog owner having to deal with fallout from an attack or criminal prosecution. Sometimes these owners can be punished by a fine, in addition to other costs and liability and damages caused, and sometimes may result in a criminal record. And furthermore, sometimes the dog itself has to be destroyed unless the owner can show exceptional circumstances. If you look at where the charges and offences are set out in Section 57 and 57A of the Dog Control Act, you'll see that the only defence for a dog and a dog owner is that they have to have total absence of fault or exceptional circumstances. So you can see why, Madam Speaker, that cases back up and back up quite fast. It's a bar that they've got to argue, and no wonder we're having the backlog that we have. About 18 months ago, I went on a ride-along with Auckland's animal control animal shelter team, and we went to not only just the shelter, but we went out in the field and went to the different homes and the call-outs that they had. On that particular day, it was all dog related. The staff there did an incredible job, but they were short of staffers for their prosecution team. So big was the backlog and what they had to do to follow through and to appear in court was that they were appealing to me as a city councillor at the time for more resourcing to help with their prosecutorial team. I also visited on the day two types of dog owners. Ones were one where a neighbour had called out and we went to visit them. They were incredibly perplexed, didn't know why the dog had behaved the way that it had. And then there were others that were outright violent at our presence. They knew exactly what had happened, and they would be, no doubt, offenders that would be outside Category 1 and therefore not captured by this bill. So I think, in summary, Ian McKelvey has done really well for a practical solution. As legislators, we should be very mindful of ways to make things a little less frustrating for people. And if that's something that we can do by empowering JPs and community magistrates, it is something that we can do. I encourage Ian McKelvey to be encouraged that on the other side of the House it looks like everyone's supportive. So we'll look forward to a safe and easy passage. Thank you.
Speaker.
Call Golders Gurren.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I